When your home is damaged in a storm or fire, the last thing you want is a complicated insurance battle. But for many homeowners, that's exactly what happens. And here to share some tips and mistakes to avoid during the claims process is founder, partner, and attorney at Bastion Law, Dan McLafferty. Welcome back to New Day.
Hi, thanks, Kelly. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So we must talk about the common insurance situations homeowners are faced with. Please explain.
Sure. So homeowners insurance can cover a lot of things. Most folks have liability coverage on their homeowners insurance, but most of the issues that we see folks facing with their homeowners insurers are property damage claims. So most of what we see are like fires, storm damage, water damage. So you can have a pipe that bursts, whether too cold or there's an issue with the joint in the pipe, you get a flood. Supply line to your fridge or your laundry, it gets a kink in it and it ends up flooding. Fires, we don't see so much of the bombastic stuff, like someone setting their house on fire when they're trying to make Thanksgiving dinner, boiling their deep frying their turkey or something like that. But we do get a lot of like electrical fires that can burn down part or all of the house, cause a lot of smoke damage, things like that. And windstorms. The bomb cyclone that we had recently, that caused a lot of issues for people with trees falling, demolishing their homes, but even debris that can fly around and break a window or ruin a roof that causes water to get in. They can all lead to situations where folks need to get their homes fixed, and that's what homeowners insurance should be for.
Definitely. In the Pacific Northwest too, windstorms, they come quite a bit. My parents have had issues with that. So important to know who to call. It is also important to document everything, right? Explain for everyone at home.
Yeah, so ultimately you want to be able to show your insurance company what happened and the full extent of the damage. And the best way to do that is to make sure you have documentation of all of that stuff throughout the process. So when the event happens, you want to make sure you're getting photos. Even if the pipe is still, for example, having water flown into your house. Yeah, get a photo of that, get a little video of that, just so we see exactly what we're working with here. You want to make sure as many of your communications with the insurance company are documented as possible. Communicating in writing is a really good way to go in case things go sideways later on. And if you can, you want to do your best to work with folks like contractors or public adjusters who are going to document their work too. If you end up in a situation where it's going to cost X amount to fix your house and the insurance company takes issue with that, it's a lot easier to justify that expense if you have a line item report from someone than if you just have a lump sum dollar amount that it's going to cost to fix it.
It makes perfect sense. And what impact can delays and underpayments from insurance companies really have on families trying to repair their home?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, there are damages like the ones we've been talking about, like if your kitchen burns down or if your house is flooded and then there's mold everywhere. Sometimes you got to move out. Sometimes you can't really live there. I mean, living without a kitchen or a bathroom, that's horrible. Not really possible, right?
Yeah.
And so we have clients, we've had folks who have approached us who are completely displaced from their homes. And if insurance companies aren't doing what they're supposed to in getting the benefits paid out in a timely manner after doing a reasonable investigation in the claim, you can't get your house fixed. And if they're not paying for these additional expenses to go live somewhere else in an Airbnb or hotel or whatever while that's happening, well, where are you going to go?
You're out all that money too. What are some red flags that homeowners should think about too during this process? Because kind of like dating, you should look for the red flags maybe at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is the ultimate red flag, right? Where if you are getting denied payment that you need to fix your home or you need to live somewhere else, usually there are red flags leading up to that though. So if you are getting shifted around between different adjusters all the time and each adjuster doesn't really know what was going on with the file before, if they're asking for information that you've already provided, over and over and over again, and this is leading into extended delays, that's a red flag. If you are experiencing any delays beyond the time it takes for the insurance company to get an understanding of what happened to you, what caused the issue, how much it's going to take to fix it, and not getting responses, not getting payment when you've sent justification for those benefits in, those are all red flags. There might not be something nefarious going on there, but you at least want to wrinkle your nose a little bit and maybe dig a little deeper to figure out what's going on.
And lastly, what should homeowners do before finalizing a claim?
A lot of the things we've talked about. Do your best to document everything that's been going on, all your attempts to fix it. I think the number one thing you can do, it sounds really obvious, but stop the damage from occurring. Call 911 to put the fire out, dry your home out, get the water out if you can, and call the insurance company as soon as you can. Try to get contractors or public adjusters out there to fix the problem and to help you with remedying the situation. And then just keep an eye on what the insurance company is doing. Don't let it linger. Do your best to respond to them as effectively and efficiently as you can, as quickly as you can, so they get all the information that they need to be able to process the claim correctly. And if they're not, after you've been doing everything that you should do, it's going to be a lot more obvious to you that you might unfortunately need to contact an attorney.
Dan, this was very insightful as always. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Bastion Law.